Hi guys, my name is Mackenzie Murdoch and I am a student at Oakland University studying elementary education. And for this midterm assignment, I decided to pick La Jolla Playhouse. It is a nonprofit theater that's located in California, and I found out some really cool things about this place, so I hope you guys enjoy. So before we get into what this theater stands for, its values, and what it's trying to do with the art form, I thought we should hit some of the basics about this theater. So, like I said earlier, it's located in California, San Diego specifically, and it's found on the University of California's campus. It was founded in 1947, and the original founders were Gregory Peck, Dorothy McGuire, and Mel Ferrer. And throughout the history of this theater, there's been a lot of actors who've made it pretty big, and there's some awards that they've won. So they've achieved a lot, and some of the previous actors that I really appreciate is John Goodman, who was one of the big actors in the show Roseanne, and he was also the voice of Sully in Monsters, Inc. And another actor was Neil Patrick Harris, who, as many of you know, is Barney from How I Met Your Mother. And one of the awards that this theater has won is a Tony Award for its piece I Am My Own Wife, which has a really interesting plot based on what I've seen. I've never actually seen it, but it's a one-man play, and it's about a girl who killed her father when she was young, and she survived the Nazi and communist regimes, and on top of all of that crazy stuff, she's also transgender. So this is really interesting, and I really would like to see this. So when trying to look at what this theater stands for, what their mission statement is for themselves, you see a quote on their website, which I thought was awesome. It's a social, moral, and political platform, which I think says a lot about theater as an art form too. How this art form can speak about so many different aspects in our world, which is amazing. So they're trying to be very thought-provoking with what they're doing based on this statement that they have. And they also look for diversity. They value diversity in different types of theater and the way it's presented, on who's presenting it. They're looking for it to be different. And another amazing quote that I saw was, they want to be a permanent safe harbor for the unsafe and surprising, which is amazing. You want art to have no limit. You want it to be very variable and to convey what you want it to convey. So being able to say that you are a safe harbor for unsafe and surprising different pieces is amazing, and I'm really glad that they stand for that value. So I really appreciate the way that this theater goes about showing and presenting theater to others. They look for all ages and all genders and all races to come and appreciate what values they want to express to the public. So they are really well known for creating many educational opportunities for people, which I, as an elementary ed major, really appreciate, because involving children and adults alike in settings like this is really important, especially to show them that theater is an amazing art form. So they have a couple programs that they have implemented into their theater, which I think are very cool. They have the Page to Stage Play Development Program, which began in 2001, and they still have this program. And it's used to facilitate the development of new plays. So it adds insight from the audience and critiques from the audience on the production, which will come after they see it. So it allows it to develop and allows people to see new types of art form, which is really important. And another program that they have is Without Walls, which is amazing. I love this. So they try to take off the boundaries and break down the walls of traditional theater and show people that there's a whole new horizon that hasn't been touched yet. So they're trying to show younger people specifically that theater does not have to be the way that it's always been, and you can do whatever you want with theater. So these two programs are quite amazing. And on top of that, they have some audience engagement opportunities. So these mean that the audience can become part of the production. And on Tuesdays, they have Talkback Tuesdays, which is where the audience is able to start a conversation with the actors immediately after the performance. So they get to learn about the actors and about the show and like see it from their side. And they also have insider events, which take place 45 minutes before the debut of the production. And it's like a debriefing where the audience can get to know what's going to happen later on in the production when they go to see it. And they also have Discovery Sunday, which is where the actors are able to discuss the ideas that are presented in the play and are also able to talk about the major themes in there. So it allows the audience to converse with people who are part of the production, which I think is really important, especially when you're trying to dig deep into a piece of work to see what its true meaning is. So La Jolla Playhouse really doesn't play around when it comes to the quality that they're producing, because they have amazing productions and they have amazing actors performing these pieces. So they've won more than 300 honors for this reason alone, and they have many different awards that they've received, one of which is a Tony Award that they received in 1993 for America's Most Outstanding Regional Theater, which I think is pretty cool to have that name associated with your theater. And they've originated many major productions that many of us recognize, like Jane Eyre and Dracula. And one that I thought was interesting was Hands on a Hard Boy, which happens to be the next performance that we will review for this class. So I'm definitely going to keep that in mind when I go to see it. And because the quality of these productions are so amazing, they've traveled to many other parts of the world, and I think that's cool that we can share our theater with other places on this planet. Thank you for watching my presentation on La Jolla Playhouse in San Diego, California, and I hope you learned a lot.